Welcome to Career Uprising. I'm your host and professional career coach, Lorraine Rise. Join me as I guide you through an amazing journey of self-discovery and empowerment. If you are looking for work, changing careers, or stuck in a toxic job, then this is the show for you. I offer both practical and spiritual guidance to help you up-level and advance your career. Let's start the uprising. Hey everyone, you are listening to episode 110. The world is changing. Are you? Hey guys, welcome to the last show of 2021. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud. 110 shows and I'm still here. I've been doing this show since 2018. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I've beat the odds. I've been doing this for, oh my God, like 2.5 years. This is so cool. Thank you for joining me. And if this happens to be your first show or one of your first shows, welcome. And to anyone who's listened and been impacted by this show, I would love and be honored to have your review on iTunes. It would help the show immensely to be found by other people. So please take a moment if you can and just do a rating and a quick review. It takes honestly 2 minutes to do, and you'll earn some good karma. How about that? But yeah, we're coming up on New Year's, my favorite time of, well, I would say my favorite time of year, but I love summer and warm weather. So it's my favorite holiday. I'll say that. I love new beginnings. I love New Year's and starting over, a new chapter. I think we could all use that, right? I know it's been a difficult 2 years to say the least. And it's not over yet, you guys, okay? More pain is coming, but there's a rainbow at the end of all of this for sure. And that's what we're going to talk about today, all right? I want to talk about where, what's been going on in the world over the last couple of years. What's it all for? Where are we going with all of this? And yes, it's all definitely for something, a big something. So today's message is going to be kind of a combination of my own observations and the predictions of some intuitive sources that I trust very much. And I'm going to share with you some indications of where we are most likely headed in the years to come, and why we're going through this massive shift that we are. And then with my shows in January, in a couple weeks, we are going to hit it big with the career topics. I've got some great interviews lined up. We're going to get back to some of the nitty-gritty career advice. We're going to talk about increasing your income, job security, lots of great career topics. So definitely stay tuned in the coming weeks. We're going to go big in January with some new shows. So, but today I really think it's fitting that we wrap up this year, since this is the last show of the year and we're kind of closing out 2021 by looking back at what's been going on in the world and looking ahead at what might be coming and preparing ourselves for that spiritually, emotionally, physically, in every way. Many psychics or intuitives out there have known that for a while that this global crisis was coming. In fact, I will be very honest and share a little story with you. It's truly amazing. I have a piece of paper in my house that with this exact prediction for 2020, that there was going to be kind of a new world order. I have a life reading that was given to me 10 years ago in 2011 from a medium that I have known and a family friend for many years. And it was given to me 10 years ago, and it references in it a massive global event and a quote, new world order coming in 2020. 10 years ago that was written, and I found it in my basement the other day and went, holy shit, we're living this. I completely forgot. 10 years ago when I read that, it didn't mean anything to me. I didn't know what that meant. So I glazed over it. And now finding that piece of paper again and reading it, I said, oh my God, here it is. This massive global shift is here. And it was just amazing to find that 10 years later, while we're in the midst of it and that prediction. So the bottom line is this: life is not random. What's happening is not random. The pandemic and the unrest that has followed is all part, I believe, of a divine plan. And maybe for some, that doesn't fit with your beliefs, and that is okay. You don't have to get on board with that part of it if you don't want to. Feel free to rely on your own intuition and your own reasoning about why things are happening the way they are. But regardless of why they're happening, the world is changing. Are you? No matter why we're in this crisis, we're in it, and we need to respond. We have to change. The pandemic is a call to wake up and change. It's a call to kindness. It's a call to understanding. And it's definitely a call to action. It's a call to get involved. You cannot go in to 2022 as the same person that you were in 2021. We all must change. Every one of us must change in some way for the better. And if we aren't, then we aren't paying attention. I think anybody who's paid any attention to anything going on has been changed or moved or impacted in some way. None of us are the same person we were before this all happened. Personally, I know my political beliefs and affiliations have changed dramatically as a result of all of this. It's woken me up to so many things. It's shocked me even. And my family has noticed as well. I've become more outspoken, more involved. No longer do I subscribe to the idea of, as long as it's not in my backyard or that issue doesn't really affect me. And this is not about politics. Whatever your political affiliation is, it doesn't matter. We're all receiving the same wake-up call. I know many of you are waking up because you've messaged me offline and privately to say that you agree with a lot of things that I've said on social media, but you're scared to speak up. Oh my goodness, I've had people I know and strangers, a lot of them, email me or send me a private message to cheer me on and say they love some of the things that I've put out there, but they're scared to say the same thing. And it breaks my heart. It does. But it validates that people are waking up. I never thought I'd be in a position like that, to be honest, to be speaking up for people who don't feel like they have a voice. I'm blessed that I work for myself and I have my own platform. No one's going to cancel me. Pretty sure. But anyway, I'm very grateful for that, for everybody who's reached out to me, for everybody who's waking up. And the show is not about politics, and it never will be. It's just about helping you to find your voice, whatever that voice wants to say. Lead or be left behind. That is the mission for the times we are in. The world is changing, and we have to also. The old way of doing things no longer fits. The greed, the corruption, the censorship, the lies from the media, all of it. It's nothing new. It's been going on for ages, but now it's so obvious we can't ignore it. And that's a great thing. That's the divine plan. We are pushing to the surface everything that is not aligned with the new divine world order. That means pain and suffering are going to be at the forefront, probably for a couple more years. But when something is pushed to the surface and you're forced to deal with it, that's when it gets healed. And that's what we are experiencing now, is a global healing process. This is a mass shift in consciousness that will result, probably in the coming decade or so, in massive changes to society, good changes. And that, my friends, gives me a ton of hope. And I hope it does for you too. Over the next probably 5 or 6 years, I think that the political unrest and division is going to continue. I think the virus will be around probably forever to some degree, probably seasonal. That's okay. We'll live with it. We'll adapt. And I truly believe that personal choice and freedom will win in the end. People are waking up to the corruption, the restrictions, and the censorship that is so blatant we can't ignore it. I think you'll see some long-held institutions within higher education, public education, healthcare, the workplace, and so on. It's all changing. Some of it may crumble altogether. Some of it will evolve. But we're changing the way we operate as a species and as a collective humanity. We're already seeing the beginning of it, and it's only going to continue. And it's good. Don't be afraid of it. One thing to remember, too, is that the future is not static. Therefore, Based on the healing energy of love and faith and prayer, things can and do change. We're in control. If we collectively change our thoughts, our words, and our actions, the world will change because we make up the world and we have free will. How exciting to know that the future isn't set in stone and we can change course at any time. And if you think that that sounds crazy or like a fantasy or just like a Hallmark card, then you don't understand the creative power of your own thoughts. Go back and listen to the last episode that I just did earlier this month, number 109, Creating the Life You Want. I didn't actually do it on purpose. I really didn't, but it's perfect that these shows are back to back because they go hand in hand. I do believe, ultimately, that our country will return to its original intention set forth by our founding fathers to be a beacon of democracy and hope and freedom and set an example for other nations to follow. In the end, I think this is all for the greater good. But anything worth having comes at a price. And we have to heal our collective dysfunction before we can create a better world. And it's likely going to take a few more years before we really see the fruits of our labor. I think I'll see a fair amount of it in my life, but my daughter should see a lot of it. It gives me so much hope to know that the world is going to be a better place for my daughter as she grows up and becomes an adult, and for her children as well. This is truly an incredible time to be alive. This is the Great Awakening. It's critical that you now become the person you were always meant to be. A person who upholds the light. A person who is the best possible version of themselves. Who you were this year is not who you'll need to be in 2022 or in 2023 and so on. The world is changing. Are you? We have to change and evolve as the world does. It's a beautiful thing. It's an invitation. It's an opportunity. So I think I'm going to wrap it up with that. That's a lot for you to think about. And I'll leave you again, like I did the last episode, with some further reading and places where you can go if you are intrigued or even maybe triggered by some of what I have said. Again, don't take my word for it as truth. Run this through your own intuition, okay? You're in control. But if you want to deepen your spiritual practice and learn more about some of the ideas that I've presented here, I would highly recommend that you read A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. He wrote that book years ago, but this is exactly what he's referencing, what's happening right now. He even called it a new earth. That's exactly what we're creating. The world is resetting. We're basically starting the hell over. The computer is rebooting, literally. All right? I'd also recommend somebody that you probably don't know. I'm sure you've heard of Eckhart Tolle, but a name you probably don't know is Patricia Cota-Robles. I would recommend that you go to eraofpeace.org. That's eraofpeace.org. And you could follow her on YouTube. She's got tons of YouTube videos. She's a great voice to listen to right now. All right, my friends, that's it. Oh my goodness, I'm done for 2021. This is so crazy. But as I always say, I hope that this message has served you even in a small way. I wish you a beautiful holiday and transition into 2022. And I've got amazing shows already planned. I'm hoping to and planning to continue to do the show and go big in 2022. I want you to join me. So go to careeruprising.com, learn more about me. If you want to book a call to chat with me, it'll be a great conversation. I'm easy to chat with. I'd like to think so. And I'd love to help you. And you can follow the show on iTunes, share it with somebody that you love, pay it forward. I would appreciate it. Many blessings to you. I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful holiday, and I will see you in 2022. That's it for today's show. Thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard today, please consider giving the show a positive review on iTunes. It would mean a lot to me, and it would help to spread the word so that others can learn about the show. Thanks again for tuning in, and I can't wait to connect with you again next time on Career Uprising.
This show was brought to you by InflowRadio.com, the best curated talk radio network for personal development, wellness, spirituality, and conscious business.